Continuing on with the 2021 SBLive Washington virtual media days for high school basketball on both the boys and girls side. I'm Dan Dickow alongside Todd Millis. We've got tremendous guest. We're going to have a conversation with Lynden Christian girls basketball head coach Brady Bomber and standout Emily Mellema, who is signed with Wyoming. Appreciate you guys joining. Brady, we'll start with you. You've got to have a ton of excitement that the season is here and or right around the corner, because every program in the state of Washington seems to have gotten some good news over the last couple weeks.
Absolutely, Dan. It's been a long time coming. It's been fun to talk to some of our coaching colleagues and hear them start their season and how much fun they're having as they get going with their kids. And so I think our group's just waiting for our turn.
Emily, you've signed with Wyoming. You're a standout player who very versatile, can do a lot of different things on the floor. How easy was that decision to go to Montana, and what are you looking to provide experience-wise for Lynden Christian this season, knowing that you know where you're going to be playing your college basketball?
I mean, it's exciting. It was a fun process for sure to figure out, and the recruitment process is always really fun. I'm excited. It's you always look forward to a season, so being able to come in and with a good group of girls, I'm excited to get to play with them again.
Brady, you grew up in Lynden. You know a lot about the other school in town. But what was the one revelation, the one thing that maybe you learned about Lynden Christian girls basketball and its tradition under Kurt DeHaan that maybe you didn't know growing up in Lynden?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the thing that I've learned is just the history. We have girls on our program now and that have played that are second and third generation in their family, whose mother and grandmother play. And so I think when you look up and you see girls that are wearing the blue and white, it's a generational deal. And so that's something I didn't quite understand until I got here, of how special that aspect of it, that's unique, I think, to our team as opposed to others.
Coach, you guys won the state title a season ago. You beat a really good Kashmir team with Haley Van Lith, who had a really nice freshman season at Louisville. I imagine, and I know in talking to Todd a season ago, that the favorite throughout most of the year was Kashmir. What was that state tournament run like for you guys a season ago, and how have you taken that confidence and helped prepare your group for this year in a condensed season?
Well, thanks, Dan. It was a really special year. I think we had a group of girls that were really talented as far as basketball players, but really unselfish. We had a team in the locker room that played for each other, that made a lot of sacrifices so that we could be the best that we could be. And for them to get better every month as the year went on was really special. And to play our best basketball there in Yakima down the stretch, it was just fun to see us play our best when our best was needed down over there. And so I think for us, just a confidence that comes from that experience, having a lot of underclassmen on that team, I think it brought us a lot of motivation early, but that wears off, when you find out your summer's canceled and then your fall and your winter's canceled. So I think it became a little bit of a grind. Okay, when are we going to get a play? And so I think it kind of fell back to, hey, how much do we just enjoy being together? How much do we enjoy the chance to play ball together, whether it's in our gym with nobody there or on the playground? And so I think twofold, it's a great experience, a great memory. But it feels like so long ago, right? I mean, it's just been such a long time since then that we're looking to see what this new team can perform as well.
Emily, you sort of have a reputation of being a flashy playmaker, ball handler, decision maker. How do you see your role expanding in your senior season?
I think that I'll be able to be a leader for my team, but I think with everyone else, knowing our roles as each player and playing together, it doesn't matter how well I play in a game. We have so many other girls who are going to be able to step up whenever we need them. So knowing how much I can do, but how much my team can do together is going to be fun.
Emily, with a lot of downtime during the winter, with the season being pushed back to the springtime, I would imagine you had a lot of time to watch college basketball. Was there a player at the college level that you watched or looked forward to watching to help you prepare for next season when you're at Wyoming?
Yeah, I watched a lot of women's basketball, especially the tournament this year. And I think one just like easy player that stands out to everyone is probably Paige Becker. She's fun to watch. And then, like everyone else, there's a lot of really talented girls that are in the tournament this year. Wyoming had the chance to play in the tournament, so I was able to watch them all year. And they have some really good players that I'm excited that I've been able to watch them and then be able to play with them next year.
Coach, I'm going to ask you a similar question. I've asked many of the coaches throughout our virtual media days about this. Usually in the wintertime, you're so busy focused with practice plans, scouting reports for upcoming opponents, worried about your team that you don't get a chance to watch college basketball or the NBA or, maybe the WNBA, even though it's usually later in the spring and summer. Is there a particular program or team that you watched to try to pick a few things as nuggets that you want to implement with your program or your coaching philosophy?
Yeah, I think the funny thing, Dan, is I watched a lot of Gonzaga, and some of the things that they were doing offensively and some of the culture stuff there is they just have such a great environment. And you see, their player development, how much better their guys get when Coach Q gets them, that, getting a chance to watch all three of those phases of them a little more intimately. We took a few nuggets away that I think are going to really help our team this year.
Brady, it's seemingly Lynden Christian has the target on its back every year, but now you guys being still the reigning 1A champs, you don't duck anybody. You try and put together the toughest schedule possible. Can you talk a little bit about some of the teams that you're going to be seeing, you're going to be traveling to find some good competition here in the spring?
Yeah, Todd, we've had girls in my tenure here, and even when Coach DeHaan was here before, that they want to play against the best, and their competitiveness. We want to give them opportunities for special memories, and those great opponents bring out your best. And so, for this year, we're gonna head to LaSalle and play, Coach Going's team. They're gonna be really tough again with Trista Hull and her teammates. We're gonna head down and see Kings and all the talent they have, and we're working on us and Annie Ryder trying to figure out a date that we can play. So we got 3 non-leagues. We've got 3 really tough ones. They're gonna really challenge us and hopefully bring out the best of us here in a few weeks.
Emily, there's obviously a very high level of a standard set at Lynden Christian, both with the boys and in particular with the girls program with having success. And that happens by coaches holding players to a high standard and an expectation level. You're a playmaker. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to miss a shot. You're going to have a turnover. You make a turnover and you look to the bench. What's Coach Bomber's classic go-to expression that if you see it, you're like, uh-oh, I know he's not happy?
Usually he just says next play. We try not to look at the bench too much after a play because we don't really want like one play to lead into another and another. So I don't know. If he has something to say, he won't say it usually until we're off the bench and talk to us and be calm with us. That's the way we learn best. But usually he just shrugs his shoulders, said next play, and then on to the next.
Awesome.
Isn't Brady Bomber the calmest coach in the state of Washington? Come on.
I think so, yeah.
Well, Coach, I've also been told that you take a really deep dive on the analytics side of the game, which is at the high school level quite rare. What are maybe a couple of the key components analytically that you like to look for trend-wise for your team to make sure they're maximizing their efforts?
Yeah, there's levels to the analytics. I'm sure there's people that do it better and more deep than we do. The one that we've really tried to focus on is just our shot selection. Are we taking quality shots as far as, what kind of threes are we taking? We've tracked where do our threes come from? Are they coming from a pass from the paint? Or are they being passed from side to side? Are our shots contested, uncontested? And so we've charted that, Dan, and kind of had some numbers that have been really telling to us. As far as, well, if we can get to the rim and if we can take uncontested shots, we tend to make more. And so we've tried to simplify it with our girls of let's turn down a contested shot or a difficult shot and just trust our teammate to make one that's wide open. And we feel like that's helped us. We've learned a lot of the game. There's so many resources. But at the same time, we want to be simple and free and not overcoach. So we've tried to thread that needle a little bit with our feedback.
Well, Coach Emily, I appreciate getting to know a little bit more about your program. I know Lynden Christian has a tremendous tradition, as I've heard, both on the boys and girls side. I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. Stay safe and healthy this season. Have a great season, Emily. Best of luck at Wyoming. And for Todd Millis and myself, Dan Dickow, the rest of the SBLive Washington crew, we appreciate you guys joining our 2021 SBLive Virtual Media Day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.